as long as you're properly allocated in the market, there's no reason to panic. Hi, folks. Good morning. It's Dan Searles, Medallion Financial Group. I'm checking in with you because there's a lot of geopolitical shocks going on right now. COVID's been going on for a couple of years, and I think we've adjusted to that for the most part. But now we have the war in Ukraine, and probably instinctively many of us think, man, I'm getting out of the stock market. Who knows what's next? So I've been doing some studying on major geopolitical shocks and the U.S. market returns after those shocks. One would be the Boston Marathon bombing. That was back in 2013. And the first time that happened, the market was down 2.48. It only dropped a little over 3%, but the 1 year return was 19.49%. How about Iraq's invasion of Kuwait? That happened in 1990. First day drop was 1.9%. The market dropped 17.47% as the maximum drawdown. In other words, where it hit its nadir. But for the year, it was up 13.66. Some of us that are a little older may remember in our childhood anyway, or even teenage years, the 6-Day War in Israel. 1967. First day drop was 1.64%. The maximum drawdown on that was 1.64, so that was it. The market was up 19.36%. Now, the worst hit on our economy and our nation was Pearl Harbor in World War II, 1941. December 7th, 1941. That 1 day hit on the stock market was negative 4.15%. The maximum drawdown, again, the worst it got, was down 20.34%. But for the year, the stock market was up 3.7%. Now, I'm not saying that history repeats itself in the stock market. As a matter of fact, we know that what's happened in the past doesn't necessarily reflect what's going to happen in the future. But it does give us a barometer, or at least something to look at, and a reason not to panic. This economy, in spite of COVID, in spite of the Ukraine war, and some really, really nasty politics that reflects back to the early 1900s, still has some things going for it that will make it grow, in my opinion. Now, it's going to grow like this, right? Nothing grows like this except a CD, and it's down here, or a fixed annuities up here, but it's still not going to keep up historically with the stock market. I like to look at something called megatrends. Now, megatrends are what overcomes the day-to-day events. Megatrends are productivity, or knowledge in the world is increasing at an exponential rate. You may remember the book in the 1970s, Future Shock by Alvin Toffler. And he predicted that knowledge would be growing geometrically. And he's right. That's exactly what's happened. I mean, whatever you think of the vaccine, we got the vaccines out quicker than ever possible in the past. There's cures for certain types of cancer now. I just saw the other day a new car company has come out with an electric car that gets over 500 miles in one charge. Motor Trend took it out. They didn't believe it. And their review was, well, they undershot it. The car went 530 some odd miles and still had a little bit of juice left. That's a geometric progression. And that's happening all over every industry. Most of us are doing appointments now. I know my last appointment with my doctor was on a Zoom. And I kind of like it because I didn't have to go to the doctor's office. Now I evidently have to go in person now and again. But I can skip going every other time. So that's pretty cool. Many of you have said, I prefer to do Zoom. I can sit around in my pajamas and talk to Dan. So the world is getting more and more efficient. Knowledge is creating wealth all over the world. As wealth builds, that's going to continue to make the stock market, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, continue to keep growing and growing and growing way past my lifetime. Now, I say all that to say this. If you have so much of your money in the stock market that you're worried about a geopolitical shock, please call me. I mean, we need to talk again. Because if it's messing up your sleep quotient, you're way overinvested. What you want to make sure you're doing is paying your bills, that regardless of how the stock market does, you can take care of your personal economics, your personal bills. And money in the stock market should be money that you can let grow for a minimum of 5 years. Anything else should probably be in a different instrument or a protected instrument of some type. It's not designed to make you feel better necessarily, although I hope it does, but it's really designed to say, as long as you're properly allocated, if you're not sure, call us, but as long as you're properly allocated in the market, there's no reason to panic. Okay, God bless y'all. Thanks for listening.